I'm the Scrub and you're here for one reason. Wouldn't be traversing across America if we didn't find out what lies in the middle of Death Valley. I assume it's an endless swarm of cacti and enough sand to make an entire Star Wars trilogy. I'm sure there's nothing hidden at the end of this that will make me regret my life choices. Time to learn about Tender Valley. Simplified. Head forward down the path and pull the 3 moles in the cactus. Continue to the next pack of the smaller cactus and the Tumbleclaws. Watch out for the larger point-blank AoE called Saber Tendance from the Saguaro Tender, as it will give you a knockback if you get hit by it. Avoid all of the AoEs from all of these enemies and kill everything. When everything has been defeated, the tumbleweeds blocking your path will be blown out of the way. Pick up the 4 smaller cacti and the Campador. Continue forward until you pull the giant pineapple. Watch out for Campador's cast of 100,000 needles, which will be a point-blank AoE around itself. This will hit anyone still in the AoE for a total of 100,000 health, but the damage will be shared between however many players are in the AoE when it goes off. Watch out for the rest of the AoEs from all of the enemies and kill everything. When everything has been defeated, the tumbleweed will roll out of the way and it's first boss time. Barbed Bellow is a room-wide AoE. Barrel Tender will move into the middle of the room and cast heavyweight needles. Several conal AoEs will appear from the feet of the boss. You'll need to get in between one of the larger gaps of the conal AoEs. This is because, as the cast finishes, all of the conal AoEs will grow wider and go off, so you'll want to stay in the middle of the larger gaps to dodge this attack. Getting hit by any of the conal AoEs will give you a vuln stack. The first time this goes off, it will create a spiked wall around the outside of the arena. Touching this wall will give you a stab wound bleeding dot tick for 15 seconds. Heavyweight needles will repeat, so get to the middle of the larger gap between the AoEs. Barrel Tender will move to the north end of the arena and cast Tender Drop. This will spawn in several spherical cacti around the arena. You'll need to look for which cacti in the corners don't have spikes. These cacti will also not have a pink flower on top of them. The spiked cacti will burst in a medium-sized circular AoE, and the non-spiked cacti will only burst in a small AoE. After the cacti have gone out, the Barrel Tender will cast Barrel Breaker, which will be a knockback from the middle of the arena. The only places that will be safe will be in between the non-spiked cacti and the wall, so you'll need to be knocked back towards one of these corners, or you can use knockback immunity to nullify the push and make your way to this safe zone. You'll get a vuln stack per AoE you get hit by. Succulent Stomp will give one player a stack marker. Group up to share the damage. Barrel Tender will then move into the middle of the room and cast either Prickly Left or Prickly Right. This will start out as a half-room cleave from the direction of the cast. As the cast ends, the AoE will expand into a wide sweeping conal AoE, with the only safe zone being on the cardinal point directly opposite to the side of the original cast. So if it's casting Prickly Right, you'll need to make your way to the very west side of the arena, and if it's casting Prickly Left, you'll need to make your way to the very east side of the arena. Failing to make it into this safe zone in time will give you a vuln stack. Tender Fury is a tank buster. The cast of Tender Drop will repeat, but this time there will be an additional cast of heavyweight needles. So you'll need to make sure that you get into the safe zone away from the conal AoEs, but also close to the cactus that doesn't have the spikes, so you can dodge the cacti's bursting AoEs as well. From here, mechanics will repeat until the Barrel Tender has been defeated. Exit out of the arena and slide down the aqueduct until you land in the next section. Pull the next 2 packs all the way to the wall. Avoid all of the AoEs and kill everything. When everything has been defeated, the wall will crumble and you can slide down the next aqueduct to the following area. Pull the next 2 packs to the next wall. Avoid all of the AoEs, kill everything, the wall will crumble, and it's second boss time. There are 4 holes around the arena that are connected to the pipes on the side. 2 of them are red circles that are connected to the red pipes on the west side of the arena, and the other 2 are green squares that are connected to the green pipes on the east side of the arena. Keep this in mind for later. The Anthracite will cast Anthra Bomb. It will have 3 arcing black arrow lines to 3 spaces around the arena that will have a black orb at the end of them. When the cast ends, there will be a bomb that will be thrown in the air and land on this spot. It will explode in a large AoE where it lands, so you'll just have to get away from it to dodge it. Getting hit by any of these bombs will give you a vuln stack. The next cast of Anthra Bomb will be a yellow set of arcing arrowed lines that will lead to either a green hole or a red hole. Whichever hole that it is thrown towards will cause the pipes of the same color to fire out a straight line AoE when the bomb explodes. So you'll need to move between the pipes before the bomb falls into the hole and explodes to avoid the attack. Getting hit by any of the straight line AoEs will give you a vuln stack and a knockback in the direction of the blast. After this will be another cast of Anthra Bomb, but this one will be 2 black sets of arrows along with 1 set of a yellow arrow. So you'll need to dodge between the pipes of the color of where the bomb is falling in the hole, while also getting away from the black bomb AoEs. Carbonaceous Combustion is a room-wide AoE. Anthracite will then cast Carniflagration. This will be the bombs of the 2 black arrows and 1 yellow arrow, but this will be 3 times in a row back to back. So you'll just need to dodge around the arena between the pipes while avoiding the black bomb AoEs as best you can. After the 3rd set of arrows go off, everyone will get a point-blank AoE, so everyone will need to spread out and avoid overlapping these AoEs. Burning Coals will give 1 random player a stack marker. Group up to share the damage. And Chimney Stack is a tank buster. From here, mechanics will repeat until Anthracite has been defeated. Head up the stairs and into the temple. Oh, 8. Pull the 4 orbs and continue to the end of the path where there will be 2 vessels and an altar. The 2 vessels will have electric auto attacks on the tank that will be a small AoE. So if you're in the middle of all of the mobs and close to the tank, you'll also be hit with the auto attack. Healers might need to be aware to throw out a few AoE heals during this pull. When everything has been defeated, the doors will open. When you step onto the green arrow tiles in front of you, these will act like a conveyor belt and take you to the other side of the arrows. Pull the 2 altars and 2 orbs and continue to the next enemy, which will be incredibly similar to the first enemy from the Katana Ravel. It will tether itself to one out of the 2 statues in each row on the sides of the arena and cast Ancient Wrath. When the cast finishes, these statues will throw out a straight line AoE within the lane markers across the floor. There are only 2 safe zones in the area, which are directly behind the walls in the middle of the room. You'll just need to have a wall in between you and the glowing statue when the straight line AoEs are cast. Directly after casting a point blank AoE at a random party member's feet with the cast of Sun Toss, the attestant will throw out an untelegraphed mini tank buster with the quick cast of Boulder Toss. Avoid the straight line AoEs from the statues and the other AoEs from the enemies in this pull and kill everything. When everything has been defeated, the doors will open and it's final boss time. Dubious Tuli Disaster is a room-wide AoE. After this goes off, there will be a wall of spikes around the outside of the arena. Touching this wall will give you a bleeding dot tick for 15 seconds. The cast of Bouncy Council will create 4 mini clones of the Greatest Serpent of Tural. These will all have a back and forth swaying motion, with the arrows showing their movement in the directions they are all facing. All of them will perform a straight line AoE in front and behind them, so you'll just need to dodge all of the AoEs as they go off to avoid the attacks from the clones. Getting hit by any straight line AoE will give you a Vuln stack. Screes of Fury is a small circular AoE cleaving tank buster. Tanks will need to move away from everyone else and take this. And everyone should not stand with the tank unless you want to feel the intense fury from the Greatest Serpent of Tural. The Greatest Serpent will move towards one side of the arena and cast Bouncy Council again. This will create another 4 mini clones, 3 in the 4 corners and 1 in the middle. You'll need to make your way to the corner that doesn't have a clone in it for what comes next. All of the clones will begin a circle swaying motion with the dotted line circling around them. These clones will spin around and cleave their immediate area in a circular AoE, so you'll need to get into the safe corner to avoid their attack. Getting hit by any of these AoEs will give you a Vuln stack. The Greatest Serpent will move into the middle of the arena and cast Greatest Labyrinth. This will be a room-wide AoE that will drag everyone into the middle of the arena and give everyone the debuff of Greatest Curse. This debuff will last 18 seconds and you'll need to dispel this debuff as quickly as you can. The outside 2 squares around the whole arena will transform into the green conveyor belt arrows. In the corners will either be a purple X or a white circle. You will need to make your way on the conveyor belt of arrows to the white circle. You will have plenty of time to figure out where to go for this mechanic. Just in case, here's how I solve it. I look for which corner the white circle is located. I then look for which arrow is pointing towards that corner. I will work backwards, starting from this arrow until I reach the first tile that I am able to step on in the middle of the arena. When you step on this first arrow, you'll be unable to perform actions as you travel on the conveyor belt. The moment you land on the white circle, the debuff will be dispelled and you'll be fine. If you fail to make it to the white circle in time, the curse will consume you and you'll instantly die. When everyone's debuff ends or has been dispelled, the arena will return to normal. The next cast of Bouncy Council will have 5 mini clones instead of 4. There will be 4 in the corners and 1 in the middle. There will be a combination of the back and forth swaying clones along with the circular swinging clones. You'll need to get to the opposite side of the arena to the circle clones and dodge the straight lines from the swaying clones as best you can. Greatest Serpent will move back into the middle of the room and cast Moist Summoning. This will summon a slime version of the serpent, as one random player will get a stack marker with the cast of Mighty Blorp. There will be 3 stack markers back to back. These stack markers will also leave puddles on the ground that will give you a sludge dot tick for 15 seconds if you walk through it after it has been put down. The slime and the lingering puddles will get smaller with each hit. The best way to do this mechanic is to start with a stack marker in a corner. You'll need to group up and share the damage of each hit. As a group, move against the wall for the next 2 stacks so the puddles hug the wall as much as possible. After all 3 stacks have gone out, the Greatest Serpent will target a random corner and cast Greatest Flood. You can position yourself to be knocked back and avoid the puddles that were placed down, or you can use knockback immunity to nullify the push. When the next set of Bouncy Council goes out, there will be an additional cast of Great Torrent. There will be many AoEs that will start in a corner of the arena and be put down in a pattern until they cover the whole arena. You'll need to stand beside the first AoE that gets placed down and move into it after it goes off. If you get hit by any of these AoEs, you'll get a Vuln stack. Right after these start going off, everyone will get a point blank AoE, so everyone will need to spread out within the expanding safe zone as the AoEs go off to avoid taking extra damage. From here, mechanics will repeat until the Greatest Serpent of Tural has been defeated. Congratulations, you have completed Tender Valley. My name is The Scrub. Thank you for watching.